Captain Richard Black, fish out of Islamorada, but guide from Key West to Key Largo year-round, both mostly inshore, but offshore as well. And fish flats and bay and kind of everything in between. Really like to specialize summertime fishing for bonefish, permit, and tarpon, and sight fishing the flats. It's just a great time of year to fish, and that's what we got to spend the day doing.
Today's forecast calls for sunny skies and light winds out of the east-southeast. A beautiful day to be on the water.
Richard Black is a Colony native. Growing up in a South Coconut Palm Canal home, Richard had access to the Florida Bay at any moment, spending countless hours catching redfish and snook in the Everglades. Next was tournament fishing. He started to win as an angler, then made his way to the back of the boat, guiding anglers to victory. It didn't take long for Richard to maneuver his way to the top, becoming one of the Florida Keys' top competitors. His eagle eyes and swift pushes on the back have turned anglers into the competitor he once was on the bow. Some say Richard is on his way to being one of the best ever to guide in the world.
Catching the slam for most flats fishermen is it's like the holy grail of accomplishments. And I know Tom's caught plenty of them, but every one is a little bit different, and every one it's kind of a special moment. There's so many challenges and variables and things that happen. Weather changes. Weather's great for one fish, but not for the other. Tide's great for one fish, not for the other. And trying to plan your day and put that whole scenario together where, the fish stay on and fish want to bite, and it just makes the experience, just more special than really almost anything else you can do flats world.
A lot of people would consider catching a Grand Slam better than catching 5 or 6 bonefish. And, you only catch 3 fish, but they're 3 different species that put together this Grand Slam. And the Grand Slam is something that is cool. It's certainly not impossible, but it is kind of like something that, you can say, no, that's cool, I did it. And I'm glad to say that I caught a Grand Slam with Richard. I like to think about the Grand Slams that I've caught, like who was it and what are the stories that go along with that day. And just to be able to, Richard's name comes up a lot, and somebody's in, have you ever fished with Richard Black? Now I'll be like, yeah, last time I fished with Richard Black, I got a slam.
So Richard, we're gonna head down to the lower keys?
Yeah, I think we're gonna head down. We got good sun today, and should have really good visibility and high falling tide on the Gulf edge, and should be able to find some bonefish and maybe permit tarpon as the day goes on. We'll kind of see how it goes.
I like it, man. I like it.
I think it'll be pretty good. Probably is.
Richard is a super professional guide, but he's also on top of his game, man. He is doing so good, both on the inshore, on the offshore. He's one of the few guys that I know that has won tournaments, both inshore and offshore, and just manages to keep his finger on the pulse all the way up and down the Keys, both inshore, offshore, back in the Everglades. I mean, that guy knows what's going on in the Florida Keys. Those areas where he took us, some of my favorite types of fishing, really anywhere in the world. I like that. I like it because the bottom is light colored. You can see them very well if we had good light. We kept talking all day, like, man, what a good sky we have. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at our visibility. We can see so well. I'm standing on the cooler, you're standing on the console, and Richard's on the polling tower. We're all looking really hard. But I just looked over in front of us and saw something. Didn't even really identify it as a bonefish, but it's kind of like, when you see something, you don't need to wait and ask questions. Like, throw at it, you know? Let's figure out what it is later. So I'm like, what's that? And throw a cast and look over there. And sure enough, man, it was a bonefish. Felt good about seeing that one and getting a good cast in there. And man, he ate that shrimp like he was waiting for it all day long. That's one. He did eat it.
Nice shot. There you go.
Oh, that's a nice one there, boys.
Sweet. What a
Nice
good
one there, boys.
stick.
Or maybe 2 C's, not sure. Yeah, those guys, you don't have to do much with them. Boy, he is pretty. He's got a little injury on the side.
Wow.
I know.
That seems pretty good size. There he goes. That was easy. Look at that color in the water. That's amazing.
Right on. So, you know, we poked around a little bit as we caught that first fish. You know, the hopes are pretty high that we're going to be able to see some more and start poking around and really not seeing that many more fish. We were kind of having a slow day. And Richard, you know, we both kind of commented on it at the time that Richard is like just ice water in his veins, man.
Iceman.
He did not get worked up about it. He did not worry about, you know, oh man, my plan's not working. He's seen it before lots of times that, you know, this may not happen, but if you just keep looking around, you know, something will happen, and maybe it'll be part of your plan, or maybe something else will present itself. And as we started poking around, he's like, well, you know, the tide is happening, and if we don't see anything on this next bonefish spot, we'll go and look for something else. And sure enough, we didn't see anything, and he takes us. He's like, well, I know where there's some tarpon. We can go over here and see if we can find a tarpon.
They're rolling pretty good up there. Just to the right of the mangrove point, like 50, popping up. They're all over that grass edge. They usually like it waking on the surface too.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to reel it up top and usually crush it.
Okay.
Little tarpon right on that edge of that grass, isn't it?
Do you see them
Saw
like
a couple roll in here
by
already.
the green mangrove there?
I see him just a little right of there.
Yeah,
I saw him right in there.
that's where I've seen them.
Little J hooks here. I guess I actually have to set the hook, huh?
This one just rolled here. And there.
Try a long cast up there and just keep it up top.
Oh boy, you're getting
Oh
big.
man. Cast right over me.
Caught one early
That
here.
didn't bother them at all. They're rolling really good in there. Thank you, Mr. Tarpon. He's about to jump again. Right in here. There he goes. Thank you, sir. I think I met your uncle once.
It is. It's like the exact color of it. A little copper, a little green. Away he goes.
I believe he was ready.
He was ready. Very nice.
Yeah, man. That was great.
Cool stuff.
Very good. You know, I wasn't as confident as if I had had a live crab, but in that particular situation, that is the situation that I've done the best with just a shrimp rather than, you know, a live crab, which is what, you know, the preferred bait. So Richard takes us right out to that white strip, and almost immediately he's like, what's that am I looking at? Is that 2 kudas? What is that? I'm like, no, those are permit. And I throw over there and do not get that one. That one did not go well. They took off.
A little close, right?
Yeah, but you know, they acted like permit do. Like a lot of times, you know, you can throw it too close, or you can throw what you think is a good shot, and they're going to spook.
He's going to settle out at 11. He's on the left, going away. A little right.
There he is.
Yep.
But I could see pretty well, you know, standing on top of that cooler. So I could see where the shrimp was. I could see what the fish was doing. The first fish kind of pushes off like this, but the second fish turns around. And I knew when that fish turned around, he saw what I had thrown over there. So I started lifting it up just a little bit and then let it drop again. And that's when I saw the characteristic kind of tail kick.
See them right there. See them on the white hole?
On one side, you go the other. They're coming straight at you. Oh, that's in. They were coming straight at you.
Slid to the right on you. There's a bunch more to the right more. Bring it all the way? Me? Yeah, you can both bring it all the way.
Oh, they're spooking. That's a big permit, man. I thought we were looking at little ones.
Just launch it long out in front. There you go. Jig it a little bit. Let it fall. Lift it. Come on, somebody. It's right in it. He's on it.
And I knew I had him. I just tightened down on it. Got that permit, man. He tailed up on it, didn't he? There, he got it.
Got it?
Nice job.
How about that?
Richard, good job, dude. Those were, I gotta say, these were much bigger than I thought they were.
Yeah. That was a cool eat too, man.
Yeah,
he
it was.
Put his head right on it.
He ate that so nice. I love it when they do that, where it's not like this, you know, super attack, like, but it's like just what they were doing before. Like just, I'll have that too, and I'll have that. You know, the permit is the last leg of the slam. We caught the bonefish first, then the tarpon, and now we're tight to a permit. There were a couple big ones. This one is not the biggest one, but I will take him. I am happy to have him. Okay. I use a light drag on everything.
Yeah, but then he uses his palm and pulls really hard.
Well, he didn't take a long run, but he's got a lot of these little short ones. The thing when you think back on that day, and it's like, yeah, the expectation was, well, first of all, as professional fishing guides and people that have spent a lot of time out here, we should never have any expectations on what the fishing's gonna be. If somebody tells you, you get a great fishing report, okay, well that might be what it's gonna be, but there's so many factors down here with weather and wind and sunlight and just things that you don't even understand,
Just
right?
the fact of the fish
like,
move.
how is it that it was so good yesterday, but then it's not good today, or it wasn't good yesterday, and now it's terrific today, and you've been on both sides of the coin. All right, guys, I think he's about done. We can put that power pole down, and I think we might be able to do it right here.
That was cool. You know, we were talking about the shrimp versus the crab too. And,
There's no problem with the shrimp there.
That was really
Shrimp
nice.
actually might have been better choice there.
Really? Why would you say that?
Well, just because it required a nice little delicate presentation, and then get it, Richard.
Nice job, dude.
Come on, dude. It's our first slam together, Richard. Thank you. I love to collect slams with cool dudes.
It's a beautiful fish.
That is. My favorite.
Pretty. Tailed right up on it. Did like he's supposed to. That is awesome.
Yahoo! Yes, sir. As long as he's good, we're good. There he goes.
Nice job, brother. Nice.
Boy, they love this
That's
kind of
awesome.
bottom like that. You just see how he blends in. It seems like you would see him so well, but they blend in across this stuff so well. That must be part of the reason why they like to be on this stuff. Well, Richard,
Well, nice going.
I don't know if we can do any better than that.
Pretty good. Whew, that's a good way to finish it up.
Already knew we were going to look for a permit. He just didn't want to say anything because he's a good guide. You don't want to raise expectations.
No, it's all about lowering expectations,
Yes.
not raising expectations.
You know what I'm talking about. He's a good guy, man. It really is cool to see someone just put their heart and soul into something and have it pay off like I think it's definitely doing for Richard.